Hi, I'm Mike Bellevue, and I'm out here at Duelist Den with a real classic, the Henry rifle. This is the gun that turned a Connecticut shirt maker into one of America's premier rifle manufacturers. This is a replica of the 1860 Henry. It's built by Uberti in Italy, and it's imported by Uberti USA. Well, the Henry rifle, which was the predecessor of the Winchesters, was a very successful design during the Civil War. It was never an official Union weapon, but it was carried by a lot of soldiers through private purchase, and even some complete units armed themselves with it, because it would fire 14 rounds. And if you appreciated firepower, you appreciated this gun. Now, it does have some drawbacks to it, and that's why they don't make them like this anymore. The principal drawback is the way it's loaded. And that actually caused a problem for the company, and it caused some problems for shooters. The problem it caused for the company is the magazine is this underbarrel spring-loaded affair. And it's not a separate tube like you'd find on later guns. It's machined right out of the same billet that the barrel is, so it's incredibly expensive to make. So the barrel and the magazine, just one solid piece of metal. So that was the company's problem. Now, the problem for shooters is kind of twofold. You've got this follower, and as you shoot, this moves farther and farther down. So, as a for instance, with each shot, this follower moves about that far. Now, if you've got your hands on here, this follower is eventually going to whack right into your hands. And that's certainly an issue. The other major problem with it is, for shooters, is it gets incredibly hot. So, if you're a shooter, one of the most important accessories that you have with a Henry is a glove, because if you do it barehanded, especially shooting black powder, if you shoot it barehanded and you shoot a full magazine full on a hot summer day, that barrel is too hot to hold. I mean, it's literally going to blister your hands. So I've shot these in matches a few times, and I always wear a glove when I do. That way I can handle that barrel without burning myself. So that was kind of an issue, and that's why with the 1866 and all later ones, you saw that king loading gate right here and wooden forearms. Henrys load differently from lever action rifles that came after the Henry. And the way it loads is you raise this follower all the way to the top. Then you can actually swing the top part of the barrel out of the way. So there's a hinged shroud up here. And there's a little screw right there, and that keeps the follower from just shooting right down the tube. And then you can load your rounds. Now, the original Henrys were in 44 rimfire. This is in 4440 centerfire. And when it was a rimfire round, you could just drop these things down the tube and not worry about it. But with a centerfire round, with that primer right in the middle, even though these are flat-nosed bullets, you want to load them a little more gently, because there have been cases on these reproductions where bullets have gone off in the magazine tube, which generally results in a lot of splintered brass flying around, because it'll set off usually the whole tube. So we get those in. I'm going to put 10 in, and then we just bring the follower down, and we're good to go. Well, Evil Roy and his whole gang are lurking 25 yards away. So let's take the Henry and see what we can do. Got him. Well, I've got the spinning target set up about 25 yards downrange, and we'll see if I can hit it with the Henry. This is really the first time I've ever shot this gun, and it's never been sighted in on paper. And those targets are only a few inches across, so we'll see if I can do it. Alright, I got the two 4-inches. See if I can hit the 3-incher now. Okay, well that worked. I'm going to try for the 2-inchers on top of the spinners. Well, got 1 out of 2. Let's try for the little 4-inch clang and bang underneath. Rocked it. Alright, I'm going to try for that little 2-incher I missed. That guy does not want to get hit. Well, I guess I just got to admit defeat on that one. I hate to, though. Alright, I got the two 4-inches. See if I can hit the 3-incher now. Okay, well that worked. I'm going to try for the 2-inchers on top of the spinners. Well, got 1 out of 2. Let's try for the little 4-inch clang and bang underneath. Rocked it. Alright, I'm going to try for that little 2-incher I missed. That guy does not want to get hit. Alright, I hate to let that last little spinner get the best of me. I just threw 3 more rounds in the Henry and I'm going to try to take him down. Alright, that gives me a little closure. I've got the steel gong set up 50 yards out, and let's see how we can do with the Henry. Well, I guess I'd better go reset that chain. Well, I've got some 2-liter water bottles set up about 40 yards downrange. And let's see if the Henry rifle can knock them down. Get 'em. Those 2-liter bottles went down a lot easier than I expected. So I've reset them with some 1-liter bottles, and from 40 yards I think that's going to be quite a bit more challenging. But we'll see if I get any of them. Well, I definitely had to work for those. This is the thing about black powder too, you've got to wait till the smoke clears off so you can actually get a good sight picture again. But eventually, me and the Henry got it done. Because I like shooting these guns with black powder, and you see me shooting them with black powder a lot in the videos, a question I get asked quite often is, can you shoot smokeless powder rounds in these replicas? And the answer is yes. These are fully modern manufactured rifles with good steel, and they can stand up to any standard factory ammunition. So just to prove it, got some Black Hills 4440, and I'll just load some up. Let's take on Evil Roy and his gang with the Henry loaded with smokeless powder cartridges. Let's finish up with the bad guy's view of the 1860 Henry rifle.